During PlayStation's September showcase, we finally got the reveal for the sequel to the critically acclaimed God of War 2018 by Santa Monica Studios, God of War Ragnarok. Everyone was super excited about the announcement. The trailer was well received, and at the end of the trailer,
you'll get your answers soon enough. Well, some of them.
revealing the character of Angrboda portrayed as what seems to look like a black girl. Woo! The bird app started chirping with the triggered cries of anti-woke nerds. Then they later on revealed posters for the titular characters in the next game, and people saw Thor's design.
Oh my god!
Norse myth experts just started popping up more than Odin's crows. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button for your boy at the end of this video if you enjoyed. Now let's get into discussing the big mad Ragnarok topics. First, let's talk about our main man, now being labeled as Thick Thor, or as Mimir would call him,
The fat dauber.
After the reveal of Santa Monica's character design of the famed Norse god of thunder, there was a slight cringe and confusion in the air for the route they decided to head under. Why did some people have this confused and cringe response? Well, it might have to do with Marvel Comics, and specifically the MCU. When you have Chris Hemsworth all juiced up and chiseled for fan service for the past 10 plus years on the screen, portraying an alien immortal that controls the element of lightning and perceived by humans throughout history as a god, and then you see this Thor.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you might have some reservations. The studio has gone ahead and stated that their character design of Thor is heavily based on the actual Viking myths instead of the MCU fanservice version. Due to Santa Monica's reputation for doing extensive research on mythological Greece and Norse recently in God of War 2018 to adapt to their historical fiction series, it has some merit. Also, given the various paintings and artworks we've seen throughout the years that portray Thor being the polar opposite of Ragnarok's design, is it possible that they got it right? In most detailed stories of Thor, they tend to describe him as a gluttonous, warmongering man-child. I mean, he definitely looks like he's gluttonous. Well, let's get serious here. We all know that the descendants of said Norse folk and the ancient Vikings will be those of Scandinavian descent. So, what are Scandinavian folk popularly known for? Taking part in winning strongman competitions. Now, look at these dudes. Not your typical body, huh? You heard strongman and expected the chiseled V-shaped torsos of famous bodybuilders. These men are arguably the strongest men on the planet, like, unbelievably strong. Naturally too. It's unfortunate, but the public has come to associate how someone looks with strength and being in shape. Sumo wrestlers, although some of the biggest people on the planet, are actually some of the most fit human beings on the face of the earth. These men are descendants of ancient Vikings. It's in their culture to exude strength to be considered worthy to go to battle. Who do you usually see in fantasy representing Viking myth and cultural practices? Dwarves. And how do they usually look? Short, obviously, but usually burly, husky, talkative gluttons with massive red beards. So looking at the design for Thor, I'd say Santa Monica got it right. Let's talk about the pseudo uproar concerning the character design of Angrboda. It's not surprising that some people have taken issue with Santa Monica's choice to cast a non-white actor to play and model a deity from Norse pantheon. Traditionally, Angrboda is described as a pale woman with red hair. That should probably signify that Angrboda is a white woman. Now in this case, are the fans who aren't feeling the choice in the wrong? Technically, no, they aren't wrong, especially with the track record of large AAA studios and media powerhouses taking the liberty to pander to certain demographics, especially the black sector of these spaces, in order to make money. What's worse is, these decisions were made with no intriguing character development to follow with their creation. Not to mention the unnecessary identity swapping of well-established white characters over the years as pitiful hand-me-downs for the case of representation. So I kinda get it. The sentiment is understood, but why not give it a chance? Even someone like myself who's never been a stan of identity swapping and frequent supporter of original black characters recently found myself giving these a chance. Especially with the success of Isaac from Netflix Castlevania, which I have a full retrospective video up on the channel if you'd like to check it out. Maybe there's a good reason for this, and the studio chose to make her have such an ethnicity for a good reason. Is it possible that she is only part Norse? Maybe she is a child of a Norse deity and another deity from another civilization, similar to Atreus being of Greek and Norse lineage. Maybe, for instance, one of her parents stems from ancient Kemet, or Egypt if you prefer the Greek term. If you've played the previous game in the series, you've come to know that Tyr, the Norse god of war, frequently traveled different realms and interacted with different pantheons, specifically ancient Kemet. I'm also presuming where they meet, Angrboda is also not in a realm that is connected to the 9 realms of the Norse myth. Maybe she's in a marsh in between realms. Either way, given her role in Norse lore, we may finally get a resurrection of the famous God of War minigames. So from what I can tell, Santa Monica has given us a near accurate portrayal of the Odin son God of Thunder, straight from the myths. As for Angrboda, it's up for debate, but I have faith in Santa Monica to make this character a great addition to the God of War lore. What are your thoughts on the slight backlash for Angrboda? Do you think this Thor is unworthy, or does this design intrigue or excite you to see what they can do next? If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching and drop a like. Subscribe and make sure to ring that bell for notifications of videos dropping in the future. You know the vibes. It's Kaizoku Sleven. Appreciate you.